Hello everybody, my name is Stephanie from Lifestyle by Stephanie, and today we're cooking Schupfnudeln, potato dumplings from South Germany. So let's begin. In the flour we mix some potato starch as well as some salt, a lot of salt as you can see, depending on how much salt you like in your food, and some nutmeg for flavoring. Then we mix it all together and add the potatoes. When I talk about the potatoes, those are pre-cooked potatoes. I cook them a day before, but you can also just cook them right away, let them cool, and then mash them up. There's no difference, just make sure they're cold. And now mix the mashed potatoes with the flour mix and add some soy milk. You can use any other plant milk if you want to, but I found out that soy milk works the best. And now we mix all that together and get our hands involved into this project, because you can just make a ball of dough, like a dough baby, that you then put into the fridge for around 30 minutes. After you put the dough into the fridge for 30 minutes, you put some flour on your surface and cut the baby into 3 pieces. That sounds very horrific, but yeah, you see what I'm doing here. And then I roll the dough out and form very small finger-like rolls, and those are your Schupfnudeln. Obviously you can make them smaller, you can make them bigger, depending how big you like your Schupfnudels. And the dog wanting some as well, but you know, it's not dog food. And then you put some water on your stove and let it boil, and after it starts boiling you put in the Schupfnudeln piece by piece, don't burn yourself, and let them basically cook for like 5 minutes. Well, you can see when they're done because they're rising like gnocchis do, and if they're rising and it's been around like 3 to 5 minutes, put them out of the water and let them rest for a bit, because now we are making the sauerkraut tofu side. This is a very simple side dish and it's very quickly made. So you just cut some onions. I used 5 onions. I made this meal for 3 people just to put it into relation. Yeah, and oh my god, my eyes were watering like hell. If you know any tips for curing like watering eyes during onion cutting, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, so moving on, I'm cutting here a 200-gram block of smoked tofu, and usually people use bacon instead of tofu, but if you use tofu you don't get the saturated fat or the cholesterol, and it's kinder to the animals, so I would definitely recommend using tofu. I'm just adding some cherry tomatoes. They're not necessary in this recipe, but I love them for flavor, so you decide if you want to have them or not. And yeah, the dog is lying in the way as always. But yeah, moving on, I'm cooking the onions now, and I put the Schupfnudeln into a pan. Note here, you don't have to put the Schupfnudeln into a pan after cooking, but I like the pan flavor, if that makes sense. You don't have to do that though. So yeah, after the onions boil down a bit, I add the tofu as well as the sauerkraut. I just use a can of sauerkraut, very simple and very delicious. And yeah, adding the cherry tomatoes and let it rest for a bit. I plated it up and added some greens, and I enjoyed it outside. As always, you can find my recipe in the description down below, and if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe and to hit the like button. Thank you so much.